3 homes heavily damaged by fire in the community of New Brighton.
It's your life in there, right? And that's the worst part about it. It's watching it all burn down. You know, it really messes somebody up.
Neighbors jump into action in the heat of the moment, and again today. Plus expanding the search for a missing 5-year-old boy.
We investigate all avenues when something like this happens.
Cold nights, a growing concern as dozens work to find Darius McDougall. And celebrating a hero.
Yeah, all my good boys.
The dog who saved his human from a grizzly attack.
And leaping directly in front of the bear, and they crouched in front of the bear, who stood up.
Purina honors this Hall of Fame pooch.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. A massive fire in the southeast community of New Brighton has forced 21 people out of their homes, and they will not be returning anytime soon. The blaze destroyed 3 houses last night and damaged several others. As Terry Fikowski reports, while many were lucky to escape with their lives, they lost everything else.
Flames lit up the sky in New Brighton Monday night. What started out as a quiet evening was loudly disrupted with the sound of an explosion.
Loud enough where I could hear it. And then 10, 15 seconds later, another bang happened. So I knew something was going on outside. Running out, you can see flames instantly.
James Krashovic rushed to help people get out of their homes, while others called 911.
From the garage door, there seemed to be flames coming out, and then we saw there were some crackles and even pops happening.
But the fast-moving flames quickly spread. Fire crews arrived at the 1100 block of New Brighton Park around 8:40 p.m. to find a 2-story home engulfed in fire and called a second alarm for more resources. 2 water towers fought the fire from above, and crews also had to contend with a gas leak that caught fire.
So as a precaution, we had CPS help move the public farther away, keep everybody safe, and then we dedicated our crew to take care of that fire and isolate that until we could get it shut down properly.
3 homes are completely gutted, including Andre Skitsko, who lost basically everything.
Half of the roof is gone. Our master bedroom on the back of the house is gone.
But he's grateful he was able to get his wife and 3 children outside before the fire spread to his home.
So we had basically 5-7 minutes to get out. It's difficult, especially when you have kids and family, so we need to take care of them first.
Fire investigators spent much of Tuesday sifting through the debris and devastation. And while the exact cause is still unknown, they have narrowed the source to the middle home's garage. 2 other homes were also moderately damaged, in addition to townhomes across the back alley.
It's devastating. They've lost everything. They didn't have time to do anything. They just had to run out of the house as quickly as possible.
And Terry joins us from New Brighton tonight. Terry, 21 people impacted. How are they coping tonight?
Well, Tara, many say the silver lining here is that nobody was seriously hurt. 1 person was assessed on scene last night by EMS for smoke inhalation, but they were okay. But still, like you said, 21 people and 2 dogs not able to return to their home for the foreseeable future. And the community really rallying around them. Many coming here today, not just to see the extent of the damage after a pretty chaotic evening in the neighborhood, but also to lend their support to neighbors, offering money donations, clothing donations. And the Skitsko family that we spoke to in our story, they've also created a GoFundMe at this page to try and, pick up the pieces of their life that's really been left in ruins from this fire. Tara?
Okay, Terry, thank you. The desperate search for a 5-year-old boy in the Crow's Nest Pass has stretched into day 3. Crew members are tirelessly combing the area near a campground where Darius McDougall was last seen. Our Kathy Lee has more on the efforts to find the little boy.
The rugged landscape, beautiful and unforgiving, has become the backdrop for a desperate effort to find Darius McDougall.
It's heartbreaking. It's like you really hope your best that that boy will be found again.
Our hearts break for the family. I can't imagine what they are going through.
The 5-year-old went missing during a walk with his siblings near Island Lake Campground in Crow's Nest Pass on Sunday morning.
There's no indication that that foul play is involved in this. But again, we keep our investigations very broad at this point.
The young boy is on the autism spectrum and might be sensitive to sounds and have difficulty responding to his name. These factors make finding him more complicated, but there is still hope. Several dozen volunteer search and rescue members from Alberta and British Columbia and RCMP and conservation officers have been searching around the clock, using helicopters, drones, dogs, and diving in the water. Tough terrain to navigate.
It's everything from flat ground to high-angle cliffs.
The search area has now been expanded beyond where crews were initially focused on.
If they need volunteers to go search, I'm happy to. I spend lots of time in the backcountry.
While there have been requests from the public to help search for Darius, at this time, RCMP and Search and Rescue are asking people to keep away from this area for their safety and let their trained teams do their work. Kathy Lee, CTV News, Crow's Nest Pass, Alberta.
2 teachers from the Edmonton area are facing charges in connection to child sexual abuse material. The 2 men shared a home that police searched this month after a tip from the RCMP's National Centre for Missing and Exploited Children. 36-year-old Katz Dawson was a high school teacher. 32-year-old Alan Nelson taught music lessons out of the home. Both are charged with possessing and accessing child pornography. Convicted sex offender Randall Peter Hopley is once again living in Vancouver. He first made headlines in 2011 when he abducted a young boy from the community of Sparwood. Hopley is under strict conditions, including a curfew and a ban on being near children under the age of 16. Vancouver police will also work with correctional services to monitor him. The 60-year-old has a long history of breaching conditions, including fleeing a halfway house earlier this year and refusing to comply with supervision orders. Police say he poses a high risk to reoffend, and they're asking anyone who sees him breaching his conditions to call 911.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
It is a beautiful September evening. Danielle joins us now. It's still nearly 30 degrees out there.
It is. We can't ask for better than this for the first week of fall. Lots of sunshine, really good air quality, high 20s for a daytime high. I will say that we're going to be on a bit of a roller coaster ride as we go through these next few days. So we will not be as warm tomorrow in comparison to today. But right now at the airport, 27 degrees. Not just that, the winds are relatively calm. The sun is still out. Again, that really good air quality. So if you haven't been outside to enjoy it and you can get outside now, definitely go for it. So for tomorrow, we'll see some clouds increase, especially by late morning, 11 degrees at 8 a.m. and by tomorrow afternoon, just a high of 17, which is still just slightly above normal, but certainly about 10 degrees cooler than today. Plus, that's combined with a cooler wind out of the north, gusting up to 40 kilometers per hour. That full forecast is just ahead, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. The Calgary Party has released its full platform ahead of next month's municipal election.
I want Calgarians to realize that the Calgary Party is committed to working across political lines. We haven't rejected a single idea for ideological reasons, and because of that, we're releasing 11 policy toolkits today on everything from arts and culture to public safety to housing.
Mayoral hopeful Brian Thiessen says candidates running with the Calgary Party include provincial UCP and NDP and federal Conservative and Liberal supporters. He says they've taken the best ideas from across the political spectrum to take on the city's biggest challenges, from speeding up housing approvals, cutting red tape, and establishing a recreation capital fund to modernize Calgary's facilities. More than 100 retirees from the energy sector are harvesting a massive garden just east of Strathmore. Their project is called the Get Growing Garden, and all the vegetables grown are donated to the Calgary Food Bank. It's a lot of produce. In fact, more than 31,000 kilograms. Kevin Fleming reports.
He's on potato duty, and Neil Browson is picking up all that have been dug up in these rows. Browson retired from TransAlta, and now he and other retirees are giving back to the food bank.
A great opportunity to give them something and just give back to the community and have some fun out here as well with some old longtime colleagues.
And there's a lot of them. More than 100 retirees from the energy sector are harvesting everything that's been grown in this plot throughout the summer months. The smell of onions is a bit overwhelming in this section, but that's not slowing down Diane Mundell.
You can use onions everywhere.
Like, I put them in everything. I'm of Ukrainian descent, so garlic and onions, like, that's love food. It's just amazing.
We have conversations with the food bank as to what is needed most, and ends up being a lot of these root vegetables, carrots, beets, onions we have here.
The land belongs to Eagle Lake Turf Farm, and Mark Jansen says it's the perfect soil to grow vegetables.
These guys that you see out here, they do all the work. I think they've put in, after today, it'll be about 3,000 labor hours of hard labor through the whole summer.
The Get Going Garden project started 26 years ago, and it's a chance for these retirees not only to stay in touch, but also help others in their community.
We're just trimming off the tops of the carrots as they come in so we can get them ready to go to the food bank.
The Calgary Food Bank says this farm-to-table donation makes sure its clients have access to healthy food choices.
We are going to see, probably my guess is, between 70 and 80,000 pounds of fresh produce out of this garden today. That's going to go right into the pantries and refrigerators of people who need this food the most.
Kevin Fleming, CTV News, near Strathmore.
That's amazing. Eagle Lake Turf Farm says its donation of land to the gardeners is part of its 1 Acre Difference Maker initiative. The company encourages and challenges anyone with unused land to contact the food bank and ask how it could be used to grow a crop to help people in the community. Just ahead, a U of C study says as Alberta family doctors deal with sicker patients, the province needs to increase supports. What a 15-year study reveals about aging Albertans and how one simple change could improve patient care. And the family of a Calgary toddler living with a rare disorder needs help to get specialized treatment. We have Mila's story just ahead. A University of Calgary study says as Alberta family doctors deal with sicker, more complicated patients, the province needs to increase supports for physicians and expand primary care networks. The province says it's doing just that, but some Calgarians feel the plan needs a little more urgency. Stephanie Thomas explains.
Lisa Ransom-Williams has a complex medical history. While she appreciates her providers for the quality of care offered, she says that waiting for referrals, diagnostics, and surgical dates is painful.
The reason I would go to a hospital over going to my GP is not because she's not great, but you know you're going to wait, and then she's going to give you a rec to go get an MRI or to go get and then you got to wait for that.
She says the state of healthcare in Alberta isn't working for patients or doctors.
That's the system, unfortunately. It's conveyor belt. It's in and out, right?
A new study from the University of Calgary looks at the challenges facing Alberta's family doctors. It spans from 2004 to 2020. In that time, it found Alberta struggled to retain primary care doctors while the population increased. Baby boomers aged, and the caseload for doctors climbed. The number of patients with 5 or more health conditions has doubled, increasing complexity.
So maybe it's not just about have we got enough family doctors, but have we got enough family doctors to relative to the need that Albertans have?
Researchers suggest primary care networks that group allied health professionals under one roof would improve working conditions for doctors and improve patient care. Nurses, dietitians, physiotherapists, mental health professionals, and diagnostics working together.
We need to bolster the team with more of those types of services to meet the needs of Albertans.
He adds the province should improve its workforce planning. The past president of the Alberta Medical Association says the province has already implemented changes to improve primary care with the new compensation model to pay for time-consuming tasks like charting.
It's been hard to recruit in Alberta. We're turning that around with the new funding model, so that's going to help, but it doesn't help that we have hundreds of thousands of new people coming into our province that need family docs.
The province responded to CTV via email, saying as of June 2025, Alberta registered a record number of new physicians in 1 year, with 571, of which 355 are family physicians. Stephanie Thomas, CTV News, Calgary.
In British Columbia, Mounties arrested 2 people at the center of an avian flu outbreak on an ostrich farm. The cull of the flock was expected to begin today. RCMP moved into the enclosure where Katie Pisitny and her mother, Karen Esperson, stayed overnight. RCMP and officials with the Canadian Food Inspection Agency arrived at the farm yesterday and served a warrant. A Calgary woman has received an 18-month conditional sentence after pleading guilty to animal cruelty charges. A judge ordered Caitlin Rose Falcons to serve the first 12 months of the sentence under house arrest. Investigators charged Falcons after her dog, Lucky, was left in a hot car for more than 2 hours on Canada Day. Last year, with the windows up and the doors locked, the dog was found unresponsive on the floor of the vehicle in Mackenzie Lake and died before aid could be provided. The Calgary Humane Society hopes that this sentence helps prevent future tragedies.
Something we see every year, all summer, hundreds and hundreds of calls, and you know, if even a percentage of those people think twice before doing it because of this sentence, then you know, it's served its effect.
According to the Alberta SPCA, a car can warm up from 20 degrees to more than 40 degrees in just half an hour. Falcons was also handed a lifetime ban on owning an animal. 33 newly rescued guinea pigs are looking for their forever home. The Alberta Animal Rescue Crew Society took in the critters this weekend, marking its largest ever intake of small animals. They come from a guinea pig sanctuary in northern Alberta that had become inundated with the animals due to owner relinquishments. The organization is now looking for foster and adoptive homes.
Guinea pigs are really social, friendly little creatures. We have them set up in pairs already, so they will be adopted out in pairs. They do need fresh veggies and hay every single day. They need about 8 square feet for their enclosure, and they just are really, really fun. They're sweet little creatures. They have lots of love to give. They have just as much love to give as any dog or cat that you could adopt as well.
ARCS is also seeking donations to help provide food, supplies, and vet care for the guinea pigs. To learn more, you can go to the ARCS website. A dog in Cochrane is being hailed as a hero after saving his owner from a grizzly bear attack. The 10-year-old Doberman swept into action while out on a hike last spring, putting himself between man and charging bear. Mark Villani has more on the incident and why this 4-legged friend is being recognized nationally.
Craig Campbell and his dog Knight are inseparable, but in May of 2024, that almost changed in the shock of their lives.
And I said to myself, I'm about to die.
Campbell was hiking along this trail northwest of Cochrane, a quiet wooded area bordered by nearby farms, when suddenly he came face to face with a grizzly sow and its 2 cubs.
She came racing out of the bush at full speed. Everything was silent, really, except for the huffing of the bear, which was so loud.
Struggling to reach his bear spray, Campbell's 10-year-old Doberman sprang into action, leaping in front of the animal that stood more than 2 meters tall on its back legs.
Giving me time to get my bear spray out, at which point I said to myself over and over, I'm going to live, I'm going to live, I'm going to live.
The bear dropped down from its legs and returned to its cubs. The life-saving act of heroism now being recognized nationally. Knight was inducted into the Purina Animal Hall of Fame.
Pets are not just pets, they are family members. And they do these beautiful, courageous, heroic acts.
I knew I had a good dog, but it's a nice recognition.
Despite the honor, there are lessons to be learned about interactions between bears and unleashed dogs.
It generally leads to a negative encounter, not a positive one.
It's why wildlife educators encourage hikers to travel in groups and keep pets close.
And that way you've got the person who has the dog, they can keep a hold of them, keep control of them, while the other people are there able to get out their bear spray, prepared to do what they've got to do to try to get out of the situation.
But Campbell says he's grateful to be alive, now living the quiet life on Prince Edward Island with Knight. Still, he's crediting years of dog training and an unbreakable bond with man's best friend.
The best dog is the dog you have in front of you.
Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
This is CTV News, Calgary.
Now that's a good boy. Very good boy. Everyone can be taking their good boys and girls out for a walk tonight. It's beautiful out there.
Yeah, I really hope you get out here because, dare I say this, we may not get this warm for the rest of this year. I know it's Something to think about, though. 27 degrees is the high and also the current temperature in the city right now. Even warmer further south. So Lethbridge is at 29, Milk River as well, Medicine Hat at 28, Brooks at 27. So there's a lot of warmth right now thanks to a ridge of high pressure that is in place. It's a little breezy. We had a maximum gust today in the city at 43 kilometers per hour, but it's really just here and there, not the entire time. So yeah, you may see it pick up a little bit as we head through the evening hours, but overall it should be getting quieter at this point. And for Pincher Creek, Rosas Pass, 56 was the maximum wind gust today, and that will likely be the story once again tomorrow. So when you look close up, satellite and radar, nothing really going on. We have this ridge of high pressure promoting the stability. There's the jet stream, and along the jet stream, that's where we have the clouds and all the moisture tracking. This is going to shift to the south, so we're going to be on a bit of a roller coaster ride. If you like summer, if you like fall, we get a little bit of everything as we go through these next few days because this will shift down. So for tomorrow, we'll notice some clouds increasing, and tomorrow we will not have the temperatures that we have had today because we are going to get the winds shifting, and instead of out of the west and south like we had today, we're going to get them out of the north in Calgary. Now, further to the south, for the far south, it's going to remain toasty for the next couple of days. It's going to take a bit of time for it to cool down in the far south, but Calgary, yeah, will be about 10 degrees cooler for a daytime high tomorrow in comparison to today. When we look at the future cast, we bounce back into a ridge of high pressure, and you can see that in the clouds here. So it will be warm again on Thursday, but then we have this shift again for Friday. So again, there's that roller coaster ride, and temperatures resemble that roller coaster ride. Here's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast. 17 degrees is our high for tomorrow. So yes, 10 degrees cooler than today, and a chillier wind to the north, especially in the afternoon, gusting up to 40 kilometers per hour, and certainly more cloud cover tomorrow in comparison to today. Brighter on Thursday, 24 degrees is our high. By Friday, we get down to 19. Once again, small chance of an isolated shower and more cloud cover rolling back in. We will get back into the 20s for Saturday.
An Airdrie toddler diagnosed with a rare vascular disease is not letting life get her down. Living with the malformation on her face and other challenges connected to that condition, her spirit still beams bright. As Tyler Barrow explains, her family is now fighting to ensure she has a bright future.
Milo Laskowski loves to slide, draw, and certainly smile, even though the left side of her face looks a bit different.
The joy that we get out of Mila has also just been, has shone so much brighter than all the hard things that we've had to go through.
After she was born in November 2023, doctors examined the swelling on her face. She spent the first month of her life in the Alberta Children's Hospital's NICU. Doctors there, and after she had genetic testing done through a hospital in Boston, confirmed she had capillary malformation, arteriovenous malformation.
They had kept telling us that that's basically impossible. They've never seen that before.
And it's not just cosmetic. The nearly 2-year-old also suffers from daily bleeding in her gums and nose, while her vision and hearing are also impacted. Samantha and her husband Tyler turned to the Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto, but were told there was no treatment options in Canada.
Rare with Mila's case to see one so large in such a young child.
The family has since been working with the Vascular Birthmarks Foundation in New York. Last fall, it connected with a doctor from Italy there who specializes in vascular surgeries and treatments. The family's focus is now to get there to help treat Mila, hoping to raise $50,000 to cover travel-related expenses for the months they will have to spend there and possible treatment costs.
Come up with what's called MEST, Modified Electrosclerotherapy Treatment. This is a new treatment.
Success won't be known for years after treatment, but the hope she could one day be cured is more powerful than her smile.
Even though her condition's really rare, that this treatment is going to work and that she's going to be able to be home and be healed and be able to say, Mommy, I want to go and I want to go play sports or I want to go skiing.
Bye. Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Airdrie.
A GoFundMe has been launched to help the family cover medical and travel-related expenses. A link can be found on our website. 10 champions for children were honored today by Children First Canada. These are individuals or organizations who've transformed children's lives, including former federal finance cabinet minister Rona Ambrose and United Way of Calgary CEO Karen Young. It's also a celebration of CFC's efforts to tackle the 10 top threats to childhood. Organizers say they're proud of the efforts that everyone has made.
Through a new national school food program that is feeding kids from coast to coast to coast, Youth Mental Health Fund that is helping to ensure kids have access to timely care and treatment. But what makes me most proud to see children and youth be leaders and change makers in their schools, in their communities, and all the way to Parliament Hill.
The event also featured inspirational youth helping to make a difference in their communities. The Prime Minister is in New York City tonight. It's a team effort at the UN General Assembly to try to get Ukrainian children back from Russia. And a small lab at the U of C could produce some big scientific and health advancements. We'll take a peek into the future. Today at the United Nations General Assembly, Prime Minister Mark Carney and Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky highlighted the abduction of children by Russian forces and why their return must be central to future peace negotiations. But it was their spouses who shone the spotlight on this war crime. CTV's Judy Trin reports from New York.
At the United Nations, the Prime Minister and President Volodymyr Zelensky called for the return of thousands of Ukrainian children taken by Russia.
Putin has stolen Ukrainian children.
Russia first abducted them and deported them.
Together with our allies. The most emotional pleas came from their wives. Diana Fox Carney making her first international speech alongside her husband.
As a mother, I simply cannot fathom the horror. What these children have endured is more than unjust. It is inhumane.
Their identities are changed, their ties severed, their hopes destroyed.
Canada said it's investing in AI technology to help find the Ukrainian children. Only about 1,600 children have been returned to their families. In his address to the General Assembly, President Donald Trump spoke of his frustrations with the continuing war.
It was supposed to be just a quick little skirmish. It's not making Russia look good. It's making them look bad.
Earlier this summer, during a meeting with Vladimir Putin, Trump hand-delivered a letter from the First Lady calling for the return of the children. Her efforts were acknowledged by Mark Carney in front of European leaders.
We welcome the recent powerful appeal to President Putin by the First Lady of the United States to consider the plight of children in ending this war.
This is an area of common ground between Carney and Trump at a moment when Canada is breaking with the U.S. in recognizing the state of Palestine. Judy Trin, CTV News, New York.
U.S. President Donald Trump also said today that Ukraine can win back all territory lost to Russia. He met with President Zelensky on the sidelines of the General Assembly and later posted his support to social media. It is a dramatic shift from earlier calls on Kyiv to make concessions to end the war. New numbers show Canadians are still shying away from trips to the U.S. The number of return trips in July was down nearly 32.5% year over year. The number of trips to Canada by Americans fell 3% compared to a year ago. StatsCan says it is only the second time in almost 2 decades that more U.S. residents came to Canada in July than Canadians returned from the U.S. Meanwhile, the number of trips to Canada by overseas residents in July was up 10.3% from the same month last year. We're going to hit the links next with a kindergartner. Do not underestimate his skills because this little guy got an ace. If you have a news tip at 10,400. At the University of Calgary, researchers are looking half a century into the future, building devices that merge technology with the human body. Tonight, Kevin Green takes us inside the DIF lab to see what they're working on.
In a tiny lab at the University of Calgary, a group of researchers is designing the technology of tomorrow.
We envision interactive devices for the future. That is, how would devices 50 years from now would look like?
Merging disciplines from medicine to chemistry to computer science, they're developing things like bandages that can speed healing through electrical stimulation and patches that serve as glucose monitors.
The first vision was to create something non-invasive that can actually detect, like sweat glucose, lactate, or cortisol, which can actually, tell us whether we are actually suffering from any kind of lifestyle diseases or not.
Other products include snap-on modules to make your smartwatch even smarter, and in tandem with performing artists working to make robots act less scary and more lovable. In this lab, no idea is considered outlandish.
I'm not a biologist, but I read a lot of biology, and through our work, I get to know how our human body functions. I'm not a surgeon or a doctor, but I get to work closely with surgeons to identify the problems that they have.
For example, this tiny square cloth can tell you when you've had too much UV exposure. The team is working with the university to bring technology like this to market.
The next phase is in identifying how we would commercialize this and identifying what would be the business models and how would you, manufacture them on a scale.
Researchers say regulatory approval is often the biggest hurdle, especially for medical devices, meaning it could be years before you have a T-shirt telling you it's time to come in out of the sun. Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
And the Diff Lab team will be showing off their creations over the next few months at conferences in the USA, Portugal, and South Korea. Wow. Smart. All right, well, we do like to tease Glenn that in all of his years of golfing, he's never hit a hole-in-one. Now, I know it's not easy, but this is going to sting a little bit, Glenn.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, my gosh!
Does that kid give out lessons?
He's Levi. He's turning 5 in December, so he's still 4 3/4. He's only been playing golf for 2 years.
That's incredible. That is amazing.
His family went on holidays. He started playing golf, and now I guess he can just hit a hole in.
I got to turn back the clock to 5. That's
I know.
a lot of years.
Well, they were both a bit speechless. They didn't really know what to do about this. He got a snow cone, a hat, and a towel from the clubhouse.
I mean, that's a great day for a little guy.
That is really good. Hole-in-one, snow cone, new hat. It doesn't get better than that.
Way to go, Levi.
You've probably heard of goat yoga. There is also puppy yoga, which would be kind of delightful, but it can be a little distracting.
So taking a couple of breaths here.
Yeah. I'm not doing yoga when these
everyone's trying to focus, but all eyes are on this little guy. He's just discovered a mirror and therefore a twin for the first time. So he's trying to attack his reflection, and of course then no one is paying attention. No one is doing yoga.
They're playing all day long.
Yes. Eventually he'll bump his nose a bit too hard, probably. Yeah. Well, that innocent little pup isn't the only one that's discovering new things. This guy just figured out there's a second floor to his house.
Stormy, yes, over here. My voice is right here. Turn up.
He could hear his mom's voice. He just didn't know where it was coming from. It took a little while there. He had to run around the couch, and then he finally figures out, oh, she's up there.
That wag of the tail says it all.
You don't give new puppies free rein in a house, so he probably has only ever been in the living room, in his crate.
Wait till I see that second floor.
Yes.
Oh, that's
all bets are off.
Horrible.
Well, still to come. Carfentanil-related deaths are on the rise in Alberta. In fact, addiction experts say there is a risk of carfentanil being in almost every street drug. Stay with us.
All right, so Skywatch weather camera, mainly sunny skies. We have a little bit of cloud creeping in. We'll see more of that tomorrow for sure. And tomorrow will not be nearly as warm as today. I want to make sure you're prepared for that because 10 degrees cooler, significant temperature change. You'll need a layer tomorrow. All right, here's a look at what's going on out there. The jet stream is well off to the north, and that's what's the clouds and the rain, that's all tracking along the jet stream. And this ridge of high pressure is in place for today, but this is going to slump down to the south for tomorrow. Now, it will slump down as far south as Calgary, not to the far south. So these areas will still remain hot, whereas we're going to cool down. So Calgary and north will definitely see a cool down as we go through the next 24 hours. Okay, temperatures today. Lethbridge at 29 right now, Milk River as well, 28 in Medicine Hat, 27 Brooks and Calgary. Not typical for this time of year. When we look at tomorrow, there will be a cool down in many parts of Alberta, so I'll show you that in a second. But first in BC, Kamloops 25 tomorrow, Kelowna 27, Edmonton just 17 for tomorrow, Red Deer 16, Old 16, 19 in Drumheller, and this will come with a chilly wind out of the north as well. That will make things feel even cooler than that. But you can see that they'll hold on to the heat. Lethbridge and Medicine Hat still looking at a high of 27 for tomorrow. Looking at your Action Furnace 24-hour forecast, Action Furnace fixed rider, it's free, 11 degrees in the morning and only high of 17 with again that cooler wind gusting out of the north at 40 kilometers per hour. Tara?
Thank you, Danielle. 21 people are out of their homes tonight after a massive fire raced through 3 houses in the southeast community of New Brighton. 3 homes were gutted, 2 more suffered moderate damage. Everyone got out safely, though, and investigators say it appears the fire started in a garage in the middle home and then spread quickly. The search for a missing 5-year-old boy in the Crow's Nest Pass is into its 3rd day. Darius McDougall was last seen walking with his 6 siblings near a campsite in the backcountry before he got separated. And a hero dog is being honored for saving his owner from a grizzly attack near Cochrane. 10-year-old Knight stood up to the bear, allowing his owner time to pull out pepper spray. The opioid crisis is reaching new heights in Edmonton. More than 300 people have died of drug poisonings this year, and that's just counting the first 5 months. As CTV's Nicole Weisberg reports, it's a reflection of a toxic drug supply.
Fentanyl in hospital is dosed in micrograms, and a microgram is 1,000 times smaller than this few grains of salt.
It's an example of how little fentanyl is needed to have an effect on the body. On the left, 1 gram of salt, the middle 100 milligrams, and the right 1 milligram. This forensic pharmacologist says in health settings, fentanyl is measured in even smaller doses.
Micrograms are virtually impossible to see with the naked eye, and this is why it's very difficult to dilute down.
Rochelle Booker provides police and others insight and expertise into the unregulated drug supply in Alberta.
We are seeing an increased prevalence of carfentanil in the Edmonton zone, but also seeing it spread out across the province as well.
Drug agencies say carfentanil is up to 100,000 times stronger than morphine and more than 100 times stronger than fentanyl. It was designed for large animal sedation, but it's being found on city streets.
Almost 90% of all deaths this year in Alberta due to a toxic drug overdose are secondarily to carfentanil, where the majority of those are occurring in Edmonton.
Robert Tenge with Recovery Alberta doesn't know why the problem is so prominent here, but he has a warning.
If you're using a drug and it's a powder or a pill or a chemical, you are extremely high risk right now of dying.
We have seen fentanyl and other high-potency opioids pressed to resemble prescription pills.
Anyone taking any unregulated opioid is advised to not use alone and to have naloxone on hand. There is also an overdose monitoring app you can use to notify paramedics if you stop responding. Nicole Weisberg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Still to come at 6, Canada's top deaf athletes are off to an international competition. But first, they're rallying to raise money for the team. Glenn has that story for us next. Major League Baseball is bringing challenges for balls and strikes into the sport for 2026. It was previously tested in this year's All-Star game. After each pitch, the pitcher, catcher, or batter can tap their hat or helmet to use the automatic ball strike challenge system, where a replay will show the pitch's trajectory and confirm or overturn the umpire's call. Both teams will have 2 challenges and retain the challenge if it's overturned. The league estimates each challenge will take about 14 seconds on average. The Calgary Flames are back on the ice tonight for another preseason game, and Glenn is back with us. Glenn, another chance for some of the rookies to impress.
Tara, if you're looking to earn a spot on this team, you better have an outstanding camp. Tonight, the Flames go up against the Seattle Kraken in their 3rd preseason game. Justin Kirkland isn't a rookie, but he's still trying to earn a spot on the team this year. Kirkland, he was having a solid season with the Flames last year, but then he suffered a season-ending knee injury. Kirkland had to work hard in the offseason to get to where he is. He says playing the first preseason game against Edmonton was a big step for him.
That was very important. Getting that first game out of the way was a good feeling. Knee reacted well, and kind of another boost to the confidence that everything's going to plan with my knee. So, yeah, build off that game and keep getting better. There's no real time to hold back or to feel it out. It's that was kind of what was the summertime was for, and building towards this. So, as soon as that puck drops, it's go time.
Kirkland will center a line with Connor Zeri and Adam Klapka tonight. The Deaf Olympics started way back in 1924. It's the second oldest international competition behind only the Olympics. And today, some of those athletes who are competing in this year's event in Japan were at City Hall for International Sign Language Day. Marisol Narvaez started running marathons about 10 years ago. She lost complete hearing in one ear when she was 7 years old after a car accident. Narvaez is now starting to lose hearing in the other ear as well. This year, she'll compete in her first ever Deaf Olympics, and she says she's proud to wear the red and white.
Oh gosh, what an absolute honor to be able to represent both the deaf and hard of hearing community, but also my country and the marathoning sport. Sorry, I get a bit emotional. What an absolute honor.
But Canadian deaf athletes are facing a severe financial crisis. The lack of funding could jeopardize them from competing in the Deaf Olympics.
This is an opportunity for elite athletes to come to an international stage, and to not be able to have that opportunity because funding was the barrier is incredibly disheartening. And I think, again, there's an opportunity to have that conversation and build awareness, but also an opportunity for people to step up and donate to athletes like myself to help send us to games like this.
The Canadian Deaf Sports Association is trying to raise money to help send the athletes to the games.
I know that today our economic climate has changed a great deal, and our governments are only able to offer limited support. And so the Canadian Deaf Sports Association is also then fundraising so that we can provide $100,000 that can go to supporting our athletes.
On Tuesday, the deaf community celebrated International Sign Language Day at City Hall, and they raised the Deaf Unity flag. And they also had this message.
Today we want to show the potential of deaf people's lives in any area of their life. Deaf people can do anything. There are just no limitations. To be deaf is to really focus on what are one's abilities, not their inabilities.
If you'd like to donate, you can go to our website for more information.
Glenn, thank you very much. And final peek of the weather, Danielle.
Yes, so today's high was 27. I can't say that we're going to get there again this year. We'll get close enough, as you can see on Thursday, but certainly cooler tomorrow. So be prepared for that. Need a light jacket, a hoodie, whatever you choose. Gusts out of the north at 40 kilometers per hour, especially in the afternoon. So that's a chilly wind. And we'll have a little more cloud cover tomorrow as well. So a bit of a roller coaster ride on temperatures, which is typical in a transitional season like fall. 24 degrees on Thursday and sunny, and then more cloud cover on Friday and 19. All right, weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style budget. Alberta's climate, and if this doesn't put a smile on your face, I don't know what will. So Jim McPherson sent this in, and they live in Calgary, their family, but they were in Sylvan Lake for the day. And this is adorable. Look at that big smile. Who wouldn't smile out there today?
He's very happy to be out there,
right?
With his family.
Thank you for sending that in. Quick website, Calgary Weather Picks at bellmedia.ca.
Thanks for your company tonight. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow.